Stefan, but his friends call him True, and you'll understand why when he comes up. True, come on up. And for his talk, Coming Home.
And so began the journey of moving home to home and rarely seeing family, mostly on his own. And he had to find something to help him carry on. And hearing songs on the radio began to form a way to another world for the taking, and another way for remaking home. Hour after hour, he practiced singing on his own and writing poems of all his thoughts and all the places he'd roamed. And he fell in love with his first guitar, and he started writing songs, and he found a way when he sang, where he could belong to another world for the taking, and another way for remaking home. Become the smile on your face. Home's become the warmth of your embrace. Home's become a chance to show a trace of the man who's coming home. Thank you. That song is about when my mother took me and my brother when I was about 6 years old, and we began a whole different life. One of the issues that precipitated our departure was my father. Both my parents, actually, Orly, it's been interesting to hear you speak tonight because both my parents were blind. And when my father married my mother, he could still see. And then about 5 years after that, he lost his sight. And during that time, and when I was about 5 years old, 5.5 years old, I used to go and play in an alley near where we lived. And this one particular day, a man came along and he put a gun to my head and he told me to perform various sexual acts upon him. And then after that, I lost my memory, and for about 3 or 4 years, and during that time, I was going through about nine foster homes until I was 15, 16 years old. And then I went on hit the street and began doing work at a very young age. Basically, I was about 17 years old and opened up a halfway house through the United Church of Canada and started taking in kids off the street, working with bikers and drug addicts and all that sort of a thing. And life just kind of took me on a journey. in which I had no roots and rarely ever saw my family, and basically found myself having to compose or define myself and to write my own story, and it's taken me all my life to get the story straight. So it's been quite a journey, and during the years where I lost my memory and I found myself going through all these foster homes, there was one of the things that was occurring for me was that I was adapting. I discovered what some of my talents and some of my abilities, and when I'd go into these different families, I would just adapt. I'd figure out, okay, where's my strength? Where do I plug into this? How do I serve people in the situation and find my value? And this went on for many, many, many years, well past my being 16 years old. And there's a story I heard recently about a beetle, a very special breed of beetle that found itself in the desert, and it had to adapt to being in the desert. And so what it started to do was it started to burrow into the sand, and it was able to burrow quite deep and then protect itself from the hot sun and so on. And it got so skillful at being able to do this, and it adapted basically to living in the desert, so that it was spending all of its time under the sand. And it had spent so much time under the sand that this beetle became blind, and it could no longer see, and therefore could not go and explore other environments anymore. And part of what I was discovering in adapting to all these different situations and these different environments, different people, different culture, different beliefs, different values, and on only being in that environment for a year or more, not much longer, and so that it was always a readjustment to adapting. But after a while, to just adapt became a form of blindness, became a form of me not seeing who I truly was, and this went on for a long time. But music was a huge part of. My father was a singer, sang on the CBC when he was in the 1950s, and so music became my path. It became a way to find meaning, to express my story, to be able to hopefully touch other people's lives and speak of the stories that we all experience in some way. And it basically took me all through my life realizing that I was still looking for love. I mean, I was still looking for deep connection, having no roots and always moving on and never really getting settled into people's lives caused me to constantly be looking for where's true love in the world for me? Where can I find this? Where can I begin to settle into this place of the heart? And so anyway, the journey goes on, and I could go on and tell you all kinds of things, but basically I'll jump to the end of the story a little bit. And where it ended up was in a place where about last February, I was working at a Canada Post for a while to support my son in a previous 16-year relationship. That was the other thing that happened, is I went through two 16-year relationships that ended up ending because I didn't know how to choose what would speak to my heart, what would really connect with me. And so last February I decided that's it. I left the corporation, realizing that it was going to probably create some hardship and some difficulty in adjusting and finances and all that sort of a thing. But something deep down said, you have to do this, and regardless, you just have to step into this with complete faith. And so I did. And then shortly thereafter, a friend of mine, a good friend of mine for many, many years, it's been the one close friend that I've had since, I was quite young. And he said, you got to get out there and, meet a woman again. And so I wasn't planning on doing any kind of a thing of these online match type experiences. But I did. I ended up going and checking one out, and no sooner did I check it out, and the first person I met became the person that I knew was the one calling me, and so I actually found my true love, and I'm moving back to Toronto so I can be with her, and so I just wanted to say that no matter where and what kind of a journey you go on, don't adapt. Make sure that you keep your vision wide, and keep your heart open, because that's what I had to do all my life, is make sure that I kept this heart open and didn't close it down. So I hope you won't do that either. And right now I'd like to get you singing. Would you like to sing? Are there singers out there? Are there drummers out there? Any drummers? Oh, yeah? Oh, good. Can you drum and sing at the same time? One of the things I love to do is I love to create little phrases that's actually called a mantra. And all a mantra really is, I'm sure you've heard the term before, all it really is a certain string of words that you keep repeating. And as you keep repeating it, it starts to penetrate. And so I'd like to do a little experiment. Can we get a groove happening where it's just a steady... There we go. Nice. Now, just keep that going, and we'll see if I join in. But I'd like you to see if you'd sing this with me. Keep the groove going. This goes, love, that I am 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 love, that I am. I see somebody yawning. Love, that I am love, that I am love, that I am of, that I am love, that I am love, that I am love, that I am love, I am love, that I am love, that I am love, that I am love, that I am love. Thank you so much, everyone.